Hi everyone, it's Sarah Fancy, and I want to do a presentation for you about anti-aging and using Spooky2 devices to support you in that. So let me go to my slides, share screen. Here we go. Share slideshow. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm excited to teach you how you can anti-age with Spooky2. Okay, here we go. All right. So I want to tell you about this man, and some say it's fake, but there's a lot of evidence to the contrary. But I want to mention him because he's Chinese and Spooky2 is based in China. So I thought it's interesting. Anyway, so Li Qingyuan was a 7 foot tall Chinese herbalist who used to pick and sell herbs such as lingzi, goji berry, wild ginseng, he xiao wu, gotu kola, to name a few. He ate these herbs and drank wine, rice wine, and was allegedly 256 years old when he died on May the 5th, 1933. He practiced Qigong and Taoist physical exercises and meditations. He had 24 wives and around 200 children throughout his long lifespan. At 72 years old, he joined the army as a teacher of martial arts. He received a letter from the Imperial Chinese government congratulating him on his 150th and 200th birthdays. Okay, so that's evidence. Here he is. Look how tall he is. He's giant. On May 6, 1933, the New York Times published his obituary. In reference to his long life, they quoted him as saying, okay, so this is him saying, keep a quiet heart, sit like a tortoise, walk sprightly like a pigeon, and sleep like a dog. So this was his secrets to long life, very long life. So I'm going to talk about each one, each thing he said. So keep a quiet heart. So we're talking about the heart here. So causes of heart disease, stress, high fat protein diet, alcohol, smoking, sedentary lifestyle, prescription and recreational drugs. Okay, so I just want to mention that I did this presentation last year. I put it together. And since then, I've changed some things that I do. I used to be vegan, okay, for a long time. And through a series of events which involved looking at my live blood analysis, looking at my blood, right? I have a microscope. I'm not going to go into the whole story, but basically, essentially, I realized that I needed to change my diet. So I needed to do more protein and fat. So here, when I say high fat protein diet, I don't know. I think that's dependent on what blood type you are. All right. So right now I'm following my blood type diet, which is O. Okay. So O, if you're O blood type, it's recommended that you eat meat, that you do protein and fat. Okay, because O's can break that down. They have 3 times the amount of acid in the stomach. And because I had been vegan for so long, it was playing havoc with my digestion. Now, if you're an A type or a B type, you're better off as a vegan or vegetarian. And A's don't do well with meat because it's harder for them to digest it. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting this out there because I have changed my viewpoint on that. Okay, so if you're an A type or a B type and you're doing a high fat protein diet, it might not be so great. Okay. So alcohol, um, we all know about alcohol. Smoking, we all know about smoking or vaping. Sedentary lifestyle, and prescription and recreational drugs. All right, those can stress out your heart. So in the programs, what can you do for those? So you've got the terrain, which is an 11-day cleanse. You find the terrain in presets, home, and then detox. Okay, I'm going to show you the software at the end. But the terrain is a fantastic program. It's going to give your body a great cleanse. And, you can do it more than once. A lot of people do it lots of times. I've done it maybe 4 times, and it's great. You just have to drink a lot of water when you're doing it and monitor yourself. So here we go into blood circulation, pressure, and viscosity. That's a DH program. So in the brackets, that means the initials of the person who created that preset, which is David Halliday. And you'll find that one in presets, home, and then DH experimental. So he has his own category, right? In the menus, you'll see it. I'll show it to you. So here's another one, Fatty Heart. And that's EL. That's the name of the person there. Presets, home, miscellaneous, and then spectrochrome light therapy. All right. And then it's under a submenu called heart. And that is chromiotherapy. That is colors. The colors have frequencies, and each color does something. So like the warmer colors, red, orange, yellow, they work with they're fight or flight. So they will speed things up, right? They're in sync with your um sympathetic nervous system. All right. So your parasympathetic nervous system, which is when you're calm and relaxed, when you're sleeping, it's the cooler colors that are in alignment with that. So basically it's probably red or orange or something color for the fatty heart, I'm assuming, right? Because that gets things moving. It dilates your arteries and stuff. It's pretty interesting. I am going to do a webinar on chromiotherapy. I've been studying it a lot recently and I love it. Anyway, so that's in there. And then we have another spectrochrome light therapy program for fatty liver. All right, so that's in presets, home, miscellaneous, spectrochrome light therapy, and remote. All right, so you can do that remotely. And then there's acute alcoholism. That's another spectrochrome light therapy one. And again, presets, home, miscellaneous. And you can do that remote. And another spectrochrome light therapy program for cigarette smoking. Okay, so I'm guessing it's going to curb your desire for nicotine. And that, again, is in presets, home, miscellaneous, spectrochrome light therapy. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so now we're going to talk about sit like a tortoise. So what does that mean? So if you can't sit like a tortoise, you might not be able to be still. Okay, some people just cannot calm down. They can't relax. I know people like that. Can't relax. They have to be busy all the time until they literally just crash. And might drink a lot of coffee, or a lot of caffeine. Caffeine is not in just coffee, it's in tea, it's in sodas, it's in chocolate as well. All right, so if you aren't able to be still, right? Maybe you have anxiety or PTSD. Maybe you're in pain, okay? Or maybe you have a fracture or arthritis. Like all those make it difficult to be still. So what do we have to help with those things? Let's look. So again, going into the terrain 11-day cleanse, that would be a good suggestion for any of those. It's going to clean you out. Heavy metals, chemicals, it's going to support your liver, it's going to support your kidneys, it's going to work with your lymphatic system. So you'll find the terrain in presets, home, and detox. So there is a program for PTSD and anxiety. It's in the DH experimental. That's David Halliday. And I put the number of the program, so that's 0026. And then 0089 is eliminate anxiety and depression. That's also in the DH experimental. So you go to presets, home, and then DH experimental. And then we have pain management. All right. So balance and correction, general. So that's another David Halliday program. You'll find it in presets, home, DH experimental. And then bone fractures. Okay, so that's in the spectrochrome light therapy program that I just talked about. And I used that one because I broke my collarbone and I really felt it. I think it was turquoise. I felt it when I was using that. I did it through the central and I did it with TENS pads. It was great. And I also did it with the plasma ball, the Somatrom, it's called. It looks like a disco ball. Anyway, that comes with the central. It's really good. And then we have arthritis, rheumatoid, DNA. So that's in the DNA menu. So you go into presets, home, DNA, and then diseases. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, so the other suggestion from the Chinese man who lived to be 250 something, walk sprightly like a pigeon. All right, so if you can't walk sprightly like a pigeon, your movement could be compromised because of injuries, okay, dizziness or vertigo, toxic overload, obesity, and fatigue, like fibromyalgia, something like that. So let's look at the programs that could help with those ailments. All right, so here we have accelerate injury healing. I've used that a lot. It's incredible. It works. It's really good. Arnica. So arnica is like an anti-inflammatory. It's a natural herb. Meniere's syndrome, that's for vertigo and dizziness. That is in the spectrochrome light therapy menu under ears, okay? Terrain, again, can't say enough about the terrain. Obesity, there's a program for obesity. It's in presets, home, DNA, and then diseases. And then chronic fatigue syndrome is a John White program. It's in presets, home, DNA, and then diseases again. So there's some good ones there. All right, so sleep like a dog. There's my dog. Summer just completely out. You know how dogs can just go out and then wake up, like they hear a noise and they're up and going. So sleep is compromised because of digestion. Like if you have bellyache when you go to bed, chances are you're not going to sleep well. Sleep apnea, EMF radiation. All right, so if you're exposed to much EMF, F's, like if you're around, cell towers, if you have your Wi-Fi on in your bedroom, like turn your router off, turn your phone off, or at least put it on airplane mode. Turn the Bluetooth off on your phone. Even if you turn off the airplane mode and you have the Bluetooth on, you're still being exposed. So turn all that off. Shift work sleep disorder. All right. It's called SWSD. That's people who do the night shift, like nurses and truckers. Okay. Anyone who's doing security, like on the night shift. You're out of the circadian rhythm. That means you're going against what's natural. When it gets dark, we start to release melatonin. And when it gets light, we release cortisol. So we're either running on cortisol or melatonin. Melatonin helps us sleep, and cortisol gets us going. Okay. And that is released through the light, okay, that we're exposed to. And it gets all messed up if, you're flying or you're traveling and, or if you're doing, a night shift. And then medications can be preventing you from sleeping well. All right, let's go check out the programs. So again, terrain. And then obstructive sleep apnea is in David Halliday's DH experimental. Go to presets and then home. And then protection from 5G emissions. That's another DH experimental program. I've listed the numbers of the programs, so you can always screenshot and then, check it out. Go straight to that number. In the image is a guy with his mouth open, sleep with his dog on top of him. I thought it was cute. So yeah, you want to sleep with your mouth shut if you can. It's much better to breathe through your nose than breathe through your mouth. No one told me that when I was growing up, but I had to train myself to do that. Anyway, so detox in case of radiation emissions. That's a program that's in programs, and that's a Rust program. Sleep frequencies, that's another DH experimental. And then sleep disorders is in programs. That's a ETDF program. So ETDF is the initials of the person who created that program. All right, so now I'm going to tell you some of my favorite anti-aging programs. Return gray hair to natural color. That's a DH program. And I did run that for maybe like 3 months, like nonstop. And I did notice that my eyebrows started coming in darker. And I noticed that I noticed that my hair was coming in darker. I don't have a huge amount of gray hairs. I do have some though. And my eyebrows definitely were lighter, like going white even. So yeah, I noticed it, but I actually stopped running it because sometimes I have to shut down my generators because of my power. I'm running on solar and turbine, and sometimes I just have to shut everything down. So, and I just stopped it. I wanted to see what it would be like if I did stop. But it does do something. Yeah, try it. And then there's facial wrinkles. That's a David Halliday program, DH. Eye wrinkles, a DH program. And then anti-aging. So the anti-aging one runs for 3 hours. It's a John White program. It's in the presets. You can just type in anti-aging in the search and it'll come up. That I run that remote. All of these I'm running remotely. And I do the anti-aging every day. Been doing it for a long time. I love it. So it's basically a list of supplements that support you in being younger or looking younger, whatever, or your body, you know. So then there's a human DNA blueprint, balance and normalize. That's the David Halliday program. And then human being master correction codes. It's pretty trippy. I like that. So there's me with my horse Pappy. I'm in my early 60s. And, I have to stay fit because I feed my horses. I have six. I muck out. I have a lot of physical things I have to do around here. And, I just can't get sick. Like, there's no way I can go down because if I go down, everybody is going to suffer. So it's not even an option. And I tell you what, I haven't been sick since 2018 and I still worked. And even when I broke my collarbone, I still was able to feed my horses and I just figured it out. I drove. I didn't even know it was broken until I went and got an x-ray in Mexico, actually 3 weeks later. But I was running accelerated healing. I was running the pain management for that. And then remember I said that spectrochrome therapy program that was great for fractures. That was really good. And then once I knew it was broken, I did the TENS pads on each side of the bone to help it fuse. And there's programs for that as well. Yeah, so that's the coming to the end now of this presentation. And I want to show you the software. Okay, so let me get out of here and go back into share. Let's find the Spooky2 software. Okay, here we go. All right, so I already have the anti-aging program loaded. You can see there, right? Has all these supplements there. And like I said, it runs for 3 hours between 9 and 12. That's the preset. That's the way it's been designed. I guess because some of them might activate you and you don't want to be all like speedy towards the end of the day, right? So I'm going to show you how to find that one. Let's go into presets. Let's go into home. Okay, I've got to figure out where it is. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I just put in the search. All right, so I put in the search here, anti-aging. And there it is, the bottom one. Okay. Spermidine. I don't even want to try to pronounce that. If you can, glutathione, NAD. Anyway, you can read it. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. So then, once you've loaded that, you go into control, okay? You click on overwrite, and then you click on your generator. So I'll tell you something, because yellow means it's in pause, okay? So what I have to do is stop it, and it goes that color, red. All right. I'm going to do it again because I'm going into anti-aging, going into control, overwrite, and there it comes up. All right. I just want to show you that because say like you want to load a different program and it's on pause, it's yellow, the new program won't come up. All right, you have to stop it. You have to stop the program. So like if I was to start that now, all right, it's going to load it. And you see how it came up yellow, right? My port number is 5. That means it's on pause. All right. So I'm going to stop it because I'm going to load another program. Let's go back into presets. Just going to try and think of something that was in there. What was in there? Let's put pain in here. So you have a long list of pain things. So here's the DH programs. Let's go look in here. So let's go. There it is. See, it's there. DH experimental frequencies. So I'm going to click remote. And then you have all of these. Look, tons of them. Tons and tons and tons. And so I did put the numbers on the slides for the specific ones, which I can't see right now. But look, he's got, oh yeah, let's check out that. Pain management, balance and correction. All right, so I want to make sure this is the remote one. So on the right here, he says at the bottom, David suggests putting the remote. So this is the remote program next to your left arm for treatment. For this left arm treatment, connect the Spooky remote with a BNC cable to the high power contact port of Spooky Boost. And then, you have your DNA sample in there, right? So I'm assuming everyone who's watching this knows how to do the remote, which is basically you take a sample of DNA. It can be a little sliver of fingernail. That's what I use. It tends to last longer, about a month. And then you put it in, sandwich it in between stickers that are paper, not plastic. Write your name and the date. Put it in the remote box that's connected to the booster, that's connected to the generator, which can be a Generator X Pro or an XM generator, and then run this program. And then, even though the remote is going to affect you if you're in another country, right? So, but he's suggesting that you sit by the remote, like he's saying that that works a little better. I've never done that personally because the whole point for me to do remote is that I don't have to sit next to the generator and I'm still getting results. So, okay. So we've got that. And then we just go into control, click overwrite, click 5, and there it is. All right. And the runtime is 2 hours and 12 minutes. Let's see if it's going to cycle. Yes. So I look into options, repeat chain is 0. That means it's going to go again, over and over and over until you turn it off. Okay. So let's do another one. Let's go into the spectro color therapy. So we're going to home. Obviously, you press start, right? I'm not pressing start, but obviously that's what you would do next to run the program. And then on the remote box, there's red lights flashing. If the frequencies are really, really high, you're not going to see them flashing. So usually like vitamins and supplements are really high and because they're flashing so fast that you can't even see it. All right. So if you go like, oh, I don't even see the lights, it's probably because it's a really high frequency. And there is a way to test if it's working. I'll just show you that quickly. I think it's in here. Okay, I've forgotten where it is. There's a way to test if the remote is working or not. Sorry, I'll just write it in the description. Yeah, sorry about that. I can't see it. Okay, so where are we at? We said remote paint. Oh yeah, let's go back into home. Okay, we're gonna go into miscellaneous. And there it is, spectrochrome light therapy. The biggest secret in the Spooky database. No one seems to know much about that, but I do because I've been doing a lot of studying on it, and it's incredible. I love it. All right, so you see you have all these menus, right? Like brain, diseases, ears, eyes, headache, heart. Let's look at heart because we did talk about fatty heart, I think was in there, right? Remote. And there it is, fatty heart. Um, yeah. So there's all these programs in there. You can take your pick, click on fatty heart, you go into control. Oh, before we do that, I just want to tell you the colors because remember I said they might be the warm colors. Well, it's lemon, orange, and indigo. Indigo is a warmer color. Yeah. But you can just run that remotely. It's not a good idea to put the TENS pads over your heart. Like, don't do that. And, if you have a pacemaker, you don't want to do that either. Remote is the safest way to run programs. And it's the gentlest way to do it. Let's go into control. Let's say overwrite generator. Let's click on 5. And there we have it, right? Now these go like for 4 seconds. It's really fast. So what I found when I ran it, it kind of disrupts the other programs. So when I want to load another program, I pause it and then I load another program and then I start it again because it kind of makes the software go crazy. Maybe because it's flashing so fast because it's like, look, I'll show you. So it's loading. See how it goes to each color. And that was the end of the cycle. That was because I didn't set it to 0. See in the repeat chain, it's at 1. So that just gave me 1 cycle. So if I wanted to keep it going, I write 0 in there. Okay. All right, I'm going to show you something else now. So let's go into home. Let's create a program. Let's go into shell, empty presets, remote. Now we figure out, are we killing or healing? If you're not sure, do kill or heal. Okay. Let's go into programs now. All right. What were some of the things in there? Let's put smoking in. Let's see if there's anything for smoking. Oh yeah, let's try that out. Nicotine cravings. So you have to put this program into the loaded programs box and you click this plus sign. It has to go in there, otherwise it will not register. All right, so you can either click on it twice and it will go in there or click on the plus button. Now, do you want it to repeat? Yes. So repeat chain is at 0. Now we go into control, click overwrite, click your generator 5. There, kill, heal, nicotine cravings. Yeah. Okay. There you have it. So simple. And then just press start. I gave up smoking a long time ago. But it's highly, highly addictive. It was so difficult for me, but I did. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop the share and then I want to go back to the slideshow because I have a coupon code for you. Yeah. Here we go. Share. So I have a 5% discount for you. Actually, no, sorry, 6%. It's 6%. Let's see here. Did I put 6% in here? Okay, it says 5%, but it's actually 6%. I need to change that. And it runs for the whole of August. Okay, so August 2024. And you get a free pack of TENS pads. So Spooky2 already has a summer promotion going on. They've got 6% off. But if you use my code, which is Sarah, SARA 0712, you'll get the free TENS pads and you'll be helping me out because I get a little commission. All right. If you use the spooky code in there, I don't get commission. So that helps me out. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Put them in the comments. I will answer them to my best ability, and I'll put all the info that I talked about in the description. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked it, like it. If you got anything out of it, great. If you tried some of the programs and you want to give feedback, I'd love to hear. Okay. I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye.